Okay, today we're going to do a very quick recap of some of the models that we made yesterday and talk about when things increase and when things decrease. Okay, we're also going to look at a different type of model as well. So we're going to model 2 times 3. Show me a model of 2 times 3 in your journal on the next available page. Who thinks they can tell me what this model should look like? We're going to use positive, negative chips. Yes, sir. Okay, so we're going to do 2 rows of 3. Is that fair? Okay. Did we increase or decrease? We increased. Alright, we increased our 2 because we multiplied by a number larger than 1. We increased our 3 because we multiplied by a number larger than 1. Does that make sense? Okay. Show me 3 times 5. While you're doing it, who can explain what 3 times 5 should look like? Matthew.
You can have 5 rows, and then you can have 3 going down.
Okay, so 5 columns. So we could have 5 columns of 3 each. Is he right? Yes, he is. 5 columns of 3. 3. Did 3 increase or decrease? Increase. Anybody know why it increased?
Because we're multiplying by a number greater than 1.
We're multiplying by a value greater than 1. Good. All right. Eight times 1/2. Who thinks they know what this model could or should look like? I think there's several ways you could do it.
You could do like 8 times 1, and then you can just like half it, I guess.
Okay, so we're going to do 8 one time. And then we could get rid of half of it. Does that work? Is that true? Is that 8 halves? I'm sorry, is that 8 times 1/2? Yes, it is. 8 times 1/2 is 4. Did we increase or decrease? Decrease. Why did it decrease? Because we multiplied by something less than 1. Okay, let's do 8 times 1/4. Who thinks they know what this model might look like? Lucy.
You do 1 times 8 and then divide it into 4.
Okay, I can do my 1 row of 8 and divide it into groups of 4, and then what am I going to do? I need 1/4. How many fourths do I have here? I can take away 3/4. And that leaves me with 1/4. What am I left with? 2. Did I increase or decrease? Why? Because 1/4 is less than 1. Good. All right. This is going to be a little bit different looking model. 1/2 times 1/4. First thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a box. Draw a box. Okay. In a minute, we're going to get out 2 different colors and do this kind of problem, but right now we're just going to draw a box. The first fraction is going to be vertical. So vertically, I'm going to divide this into 1/2. Then I'm going to shade my 1/2. Does that make sense? Okay. The second fraction is going to be horizontal, so I'm going to divide my box into fourths going horizontally. And how many of those rows am I going to shade? Okay. How many boxes? I made some rectangles in here. How many of the rectangles that I made have both colors in them? One. This is the only one with both colors. Out of how many total boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Now, how many of you know when we multiply fractions that we multiply top times top and bottom times bottom? Okay, what is 1 times 1? Times 1. 2 times 4. Can we reduce that? No. So we're done. Does this make sense? Okay, good. We're going to look at the half page. This says multiplying by fractions greater than 1 and less than 1. And we're going to go through this fairly quickly. When you multiply a number by a fraction, this blank should say less than 1. The product will always be smaller. Than the original number. Five times 3/4 will be greater than, less than, or equal to 5. What do you think, Hannah? Less than 5 because... Maddie? Because 3/4 is less than 1. When you multiply a number by a fraction that is greater than 1, the product will always be bigger. Larger, either one. So 5 times 1 and 1/4 is greater than, less than, or equal to 5. What do y'all think of the back? Y'all haven't said much. Greater than. Why greater than, Abby? Because 1 and 1/4 is greater than 1. All right? You caught up?
Yeah. Are you sure about
Okay. All right, so we're going to do some comparisons. On the left, we have a product of two values. On the right, we just have a value. 7/3 times 3/4 will be greater than, less than, or equal to 7/3. Why less than?
Because it's less than 1.
Because 3/4 is less than 1. And we're multiplying that times 3/4, right? Yes.
So wait, so 7/3 times 3/4, you would do the top numbers and the bottom numbers, so it'd be 21 over 12,
Yes.
and then, okay, I see.
All right. Okay, now same numbers. The product of these numbers is going to be greater than or less than 3/4. Why greater than? 7/3 is greater than what, Erica? 1. Good. 5 times 1/2 is greater than, less than, or equal to 1/2. Why is it greater than 1/2, Maddie? 5 times 1/2 is greater than 1/2. Why is it greater than 1/2? Five is bigger than 1. 5.5 is greater than, less than, or equal to 5. Less than. Why, Reese?
Because 1/2 is not bigger than 1.
Because 1/2 is smaller than 1. Okay.
Same thing.
Yes, you're right. It is the same thing. Kim bought 4/5 of a pound of almonds for $6.99. Is that a whole pound of almonds? No. Will the almonds cost more or less than $6.99? How do we know that? Okay, because 4/5 is less than 1. Okay. The last word problem is a little silly, I think, but we're going to look at it for the numbers. Jerry drinks 9/8 cups of tea each day. I know, it's weird. That's what I said. After 10 days, he will drink more or less than 10 cups of tea. 10 cups of tea. More. Why?
Because if you do 9 times 10 is 90, and then 8 times 10 is 80. 90 is better than 80. Yeah, because the numerator.
There's a much simpler solution than that.
9/8 is
9/8 is greater than 1. That's the simplest solution. Simplest reason. It's going to be more because 9/8 is greater than 1. All right. We're going to come back to the dividing one tomorrow. So right now, what you're going to do, we're going to work one of these. We're looking at this multiplying fractions problem. What page? We're going to do both the model and the algorithm. Just the math. Algorithm means just the math. Okay? So if we look at this, in the example, they divided vertically. They went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they shaded 2 columns. Does that make sense? Horizontally, they divided into fourths and shaded 1 row. And they made a whole bunch of little triangles when they did that. How many of my, I'm sorry, not triangles. Nobody corrected me on that, seriously. Rectangles.
You should know.
Rectangles. How many of my rectangles have both colors in them? How many? 2 out of 28 total. And what can I do with that? By what?
2.
Reduced by 2, I get 1/14. Okay? Multiplying fractions is not a problem. It's top times top and bottom times bottom. So in the algorithm, we multiply top times top, bottom times bottom. What's 2 times 1? What's 7 times 4? Okay, does that make sense? And we're going to do number 1 together, and then you guys get the next 10 on your own. Yes, Hannah? Yes. On the example over here, put 1/14 in this column over here. You have to simplify. All right. So for number 1, how many rows, how many columns am I going to make? 1, 2. They don't have to be perfect. It's fine. And how many am I going to shade? 1/4. How many rows am I going to make?
7.
Again, they don't have to be perfect. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mine are way not perfect. How many rows am I going to shade? 4. Okay. How many of my boxes, how many of my rectangles, not triangles, have both pink and green in them?
4.
4? Somebody else tell me out of how many total? 28. And what do I do to this? Simplify it by what? 7 won't go into 4. 2 will work. 4 is better. Why is 4 better? Okay, it's the most common factor, right? So we get 1/7. Now let's do the algorithm and see if we got it right.